Okay. Hi, Monique. Guess where I'm showing you? Yeah, Michigan's horrible. Hi, Cynthia. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. Yeah, if anybody else is new, please follow. Hi, Faith. Leave me a good review. Yes, livestock. There are sheep. Oh, and look. There's a baby sheep. Hi, Barbara. Look, it's a baby sheep. He's a little cute little baby sheep. And look, there's a couple of hound dogs there watching the flock. The one on the right looked up at me a minute ago and was like, "What the heck are you doing looking at my sheep?" And I had to walk away. um, there's lots of little new babies. Spring is here. Hi, Dan from California. Hi, Panja. I probably really horribly messed that up. So sheep everywhere, little baby sheep everywhere. There are some uh, horses here as well, but they haven't been out. A couple hours north, and we got snow. Yeah, we had snow this morning actually. Hi, Brenda. We had some snow. Tell me how to leave a review. Um. Oh wow, Jenny. Hi, Jerry. Somebody tell Christina how to leave a review. Crab Orchard? Oh, I have no clue. Let me show you this one sheep though. He was following me. Look in the chat. You can see the stone fence is indicative of Kentucky, Leah. That's how they used to build their fences. So I would love to have a stone fence like that. So let's zoom out. We'll get going up here. We got about 10 seconds, everyone. But you can see that sheep in the comments there. He was watching me and kind of followed me, and then that's when the sheepdog went, what are you doing? So watch for some cars here. They've been zooming in and out. And we'll go up here and start the tour. Now, if you've been on this one before, it's my second time doing this. We started. Hey, hold on. I need to learn about where you, very real middle. Yes, it's middle of nowhere, definitely. Okay, we started. I didn't even pay attention. Guys, you got to tell me. So hi, I'm Beth. I'm your Kentucky guide. I am here in Harrodsburg, Kentucky, south of Louisville, south of Lexington. And yes, kind of the middle of nowhere at Shaker Village. And we are going to be learning all about them today, but also some of their spooky stories that no one really kind of pays attention to. They close at 5, so I can't really do this at night like I want to. Plus, it'd be just way too cold. And it's cold now. Hi, Manuela. Thank you for joining. Hi, Sharon. Also, a little bit of housekeeping. There's a round white button in the middle of your screen. You can take pictures and share them on Hey Go Voyagers later so that I can see them. And there is a tip button, which would be greatly appreciated because I'm saving to go to England in May and go see Jenny. So watch for that. Hi, Les. And there's also the reviews afterwards. Leave great reviews. That'll help me too. Crabworth, 37.7 miles from here. Oh, so that's like an hour drive from here. Or a little over a half hour drive. Okay. So without further ado, we're going to get going. Okay. So the Shakers. Anybody know anything about the Shakers? Has any of you ever been here before? Hi, Karen. Hi, Jerry. Thank you for following. A little bit. No. Hi, Janice. The Shakers. They make furniture. Yes, they make furniture, Shaker furniture. They are akin to the Amish. Oh, you stayed here, Christina. Nice. Okay, hold on, guys. All right. So, grandmother was raised there, and they're all still spread her ashes in cemetery. Oh, wow, Amanda, that's amazing. So you know a lot. You can help me. Yes, religious sect. Or 15 years ago. Nice. Hi, Anita. All right, so this is the main street of Hi Mandy, Shaker Village, and they are a religious sect. Hi Penny, that came from England, Manchester, England, and was brought by Anne Lee. She came over in the early 1800s or 1700s, 1774 or 5, and settled. I came over to New York in the hopes of building more like utopian areas where she could share her beliefs and have people that shared her beliefs around her. They ended up creating 19 quote unquote utopian cities of Shakers throughout the country. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, Sherry. And this one here at Pleasant Hill was founded in 1805 and was the third largest of all the Shaker communities, with the largest amount of members being about 500, at its biggest. So, with the Civil War, shifting markets, declining membership, and inadequate leadership, it fell to decline in the late 1800s, and the last member of Shaker Hill passed away in 1923. Yes, the United Society of Believers in Christ, second appearing. Yes, 1747. Thank you. Paul! Everybody, Paul's here! Paul, how's it going, Paul? I'm yelling and people are probably like, what the hell? Thank you, Benita. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Kathy. How's it going, Paul? Is it cold there in Edinburgh? God of tour guides. Yes, he is. Oh, see? You're making me mess up, Paul. Hi, Paul. How are you? You see, I'm cold and guides collide. And it's wind. Oh, the wind has died down, thank God. I couldn't join for some. Well, I don't understand, Paul, because there's definitely no limit on this. So, hi, Becky. All right, so we're gonna get going on these spooky stories of sorts. Now, the first place I'm going to tell you about is called Tanyard House or Tanyard House. And actually, this I'm gonna post a picture. This is where my mom stayed, and this is actually her story. Let me find it. So look in the comments. So that's Tanyard House. And my mom actually stayed there for a convention a while back. And so this is her story of staying there. Friday evening, her group returned from a women's group meeting. She went to her room and shut the door. She heard 2 knocks at her door, and then knocks on the other room doors down the hall. She opened her door, looked out, and saw no one in the hall. Hi, Terry. Hi, Trish. Around 3 a.m., after going to bed, she woke up and smelled soup beans and cornbread. The kitchen is located in the basement and accessed from the outside and is not used. When she got up in the morning, another lady said she had a knock at her door as well. When she opened the door, the rocker in her room began to rock. Now, these are common occurrences at the Tanyard House. The Tanyard House, if you go around this way, around the corner there and around the back, that is where the Tanyard House is. So we're not going to walk that way, but I wanted to show you and tell you my mom's story because, my mom's on here. Everybody say hi, Mom. So let's walk this way. Isn't it beautiful here? Nice sunny day. It's very misleading because it's very cold. So we're coming up to the first house here, and this is the East family building. Now, each building or each dwelling was named for its location or its vicinity to the meeting house. They are not still lived in. There's no one here that lives here anymore. They are used for historical presentations. People can stay the night here, but that's pretty much it. So, Guys, it can be very spooky. So this is the East family dwelling. It was built in 1817. There's a little placard up at the top there. 1817. So this is one of the stories. So, well, first let me tell you, there's a book that y'all need to look at that I'm getting these stories from. Let me find this book. I have lots of pictures, by the way. All right. So this is the book, Stories from Pleasant Hill, Shaker's Ghost Stories of Pleasant Hill. So this guy that wrote this book was here as like a reenactor and a singer. And so these are his stories. During the Shaker Singer retreats, I have stayed in various rooms throughout the East family dwelling. From the floor just above ground level, overlooking the village lane on the 4th floor, all the way up there, tucked up near the attic rooms. A former employee tells of a door that simply didn't want to stay locked. It was the bathroom door to a room on the top floor, the 4th floor of the East family dwelling. She also recalls a restless rocking chair on the 3rd floor of the East family dwelling. It would often be seen rocking back and forth. All right. Ooh, hold on, guys. Sorry. I only got 2 hands, you know. Hi, man. Hi, Tina. Bruce Herring, who is the captain of the Dixie Belle Riverboat, which is down, if you go straight down that road there and all the way down is the river. And so you can get on a riverboat. And he tells this story. I was working a shift from 8 in the evening until 8 in the morning. At that time, the village was actually closed to visitors. But on 2 separate occasions, I had heard people walking around. I also heard a female voice singing. These sounds came right from above me on the 2nd floor. I walked out into the hallway and I found no one there. Okay. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Giovanna. So that is the East family dwelling. It is ginormous. Now, if you want to go inside, you have to pay a fee. If you want to walk around like I'm doing, you don't have to pay anything. Woo! I'm doing this for you guys. It is so cold. And there's a tour group down here, so we're going to try to keep our distance. So over here, I'll show you. This is, on the other side, this is the farm. And in the summer, they have music and hay rides and petting zoos and all bunch of stuff that we bring the kids to. And they love it here. And there's like a little diner over here in the next building. Oh, goodness. I'll show you. Who does the village belong? So it belongs, I believe, to the state or to a trustees. And they keep it. So there's the farm, and they have flowers and veggies and horses and all that kind of stuff. All right. So our next building here is going to be the trustee's office. We'll get a good look at this placard down here. Hi, Agatha. Now, the trustee's office has the dining room and the restaurant and like this little shop right here. They've little outbuilding they turned into a shop. So, one employee, I'll have to show you some more pictures. Place looks it is rather peaceful. And it is a big area. Thank you, Benita. All right. For the trustee's office. So one employee remembers a young African American lady who worked in the dining room. The woman saw a white woman in white floating down the back stairs. The waitress dropped her serving tray and screamed, "There's someone out there! There's someone out there!" It was reported that the young woman clocked out and promptly left for the day. Sarah Moran, who had worked as a waitress in the dining room of the trustee's office for many years, said, "Recently and many times previously, I've heard my name called, and when I looked around, no one was there." Let's see. I have to show you some pictures here in a second. Hold on, guys. I've heard my name called quite a few times, says Mandy Allen, a waitress in the dining room. Usually hear that on the porch. I snuffed out a candle only to later find that it was lit again. Seth, a worker with Sarah and Mandy, said that a tray of juice sprang off the table, and although there was nobody around it, and he heard the same thing happening with a rack of plates. Hi, Betty from Brooklyn. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Carolyn. Everybody that's just joined. We're here at Shaker Village. If you haven't followed me, please follow me for more. Let me get you all. I need like a third hand. Let me get you all a picture of inside. So, where is it? Here's the spiral staircase they're talking about. Hi, Tracy. Eva Pillay, who worked in the kitchen, said one night around 9:30, she left work and walked through the parking lot behind the trustee's office. Over in the adjacent parking lot to the west, she saw a man dressed in old-fashioned clothes of a Shaker's time, including a hat. She noticed that he was not carrying a flashlight, but a lantern. But the night security people don't dress up in Shaker attire, and they carry flashlights, not old-time lanterns. All right. So we're going to go next. Hi, Linda. Hi, Jeannie. Let me see where let's go over here and get away from the tour group. And I will show you. Hi, Virginia. Show you this plaque over here. Yes, it's in the trustee's office, Tina. Hi, Osama. Thank you for joining. Oh, the post. So this little building they turned into like a gift shop. It used to be the post office. If you want to see that and take a picture and read it later, do that. All right. So we're going to go next to the old stone shop. And I love this door here. Very classical. They are beautiful. I love this door. And the fan window at the top. Yeah, it would be lovely to have someone living here, but they keep it up in good shape. Or no, we're not going to the old town shop. We're going to the ministry. Goodness gracious. All right.
Place to come and purchase their goods and products. And where most people do know the Shakers for their furniture, this community did much more with agrarian-based goods. So they're going to sell the crops they're growing, the livestock raised out here at your seat.
Navajo, Illinois. Oh, wow. Okay, Faith. Hi, Jane. I just joined from New York. So we're going to go down here to the ministry's workshop. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to keep away from the tour group there. I didn't want them to think I was filming them. All right, so here is about the village leaders. And this is the ministry workshop. And the ministry leaders lived in the top floor of the building next to it, which is the meeting house. And this is where 2 men and 2 women would get together and basically be the leaders of the community. They kept journals and they would do physical labor to get the people excited about doing things around the village. Okay, so this is the ministry workshop, built in 1821. Ruth Keller shares a few tales from her experience at the ministry workshop. She was in the office with two men at one time. They all heard sounds coming from the room above the front desk. So she grabbed a security guard and they climbed the stairs to have a look. They found that the boxes up there had been thrown about. Also, the door to the room, which had been left open, was slammed shut. Ruth would often hear the sound of someone walking upstairs. This even happened when the room was locked and no one was up there. Michelle Dunn, who also works the front desk, said, I would always grab the railing about the third step up from the top when I came down the stairs. It seemed that an unusual habit of hers till she heard a story of a visiting psychic. The psychic had gotten the impression that a Shaker woman had fallen from the third step and told them the story, that she saw there had been a meeting upstairs of the elders and eldresses. During the meeting, the elders were not in agreement, and a number of people had sided with one woman. An elder was upset about this. As they were going downstairs, the men may have pushed or accidentally stepped on the woman's dress, and she fell down and was seriously hurt. Yes, they were absolutists, or yes, Tanya, I believe so. Candy, who worked with Michelle, told Michelle that she would very much like to see a ghost. These two walked through the village to see if they might spot a spirit gliding past on a warm spring night. There's a man upstairs, Candy said aloud, and one of the security guards who were there heard that and went upstairs to investigate. Bruce Herring was serving as a night guard that night, and he stated that he certainly felt a presence there. Michelle went to see if there was ghosts upstairs, but she had gone halfway up the stairs when the hair on the back of her neck stood up, and she said, my entire back felt like ice. Michelle and the other workers believed that the ghost had walked himself down those stairs. Okay. Let's see. Candy also says that she was singled out for a visit from the Shaker Man. While Michelle was taking someone to a back window, Candy came upon the same ghostly visitor at the front desk. His tack turned and stared directly at her. She reports that he had a blue vest and a hat, and his beard was long and his hair was brown. She will not forget his serious look. When she called out to Michelle, the specter had vanished. So let's move on. We're going to go over here next door to the meeting house. Now, the meeting house was their spiritual building where they would come together for like church meetings, singing, stuff like that. Thank you, Jeannie. And there's obviously every building you can stay in. You can stay the night in pretty much every building. So the meeting house was built in 1820 and had upstairs apartments for the ministry. The meeting houses entered through two doors separate for men and women. There are matching small windows on both men and women's sides where spiritual leadership observed the worshipers from the stairwells and checked for potential converts. The meeting house is also a large structure measuring 6 by 44 feet. All right. Like I said, guys, I wish I had 3 hands. Sorry. Karen Preston, a former employee of Pleasant Hill, was making copies in the upstairs of the meeting house one winter evening when the building was locked. Karen heard singing downstairs. It was a female voice, sort of a doing of scale notes. So like someone was singing da 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 da. You know how you do that in choir. Goodness gracious, the wind. Woo! You feel that? It was called. I called Ralph to come help check it out and meet me downstairs. At first I thought that perhaps it was a radio, but we found all the offices were closed and there were no radios on. Okay. Let's see. I have finished up a session and been interpreting for a group. One woman when a lady stayed after all the group had left. She was a charismatic who was visiting from Atlanta. She was wearing regular attire, blue jeans and t-shirt. She set her 4-year-old daughter on a bench and came up to me and asked if she could twirl. I would say, oh, no harm in it, and the woman proceeded to spin herself, dancing in the middle of the meeting house. The woman spun for at least 15 minutes without stopping. She spun with her arms out and hands upward. Then she suddenly stopped, and without being dizzy at all, she picked up her child and thanked me and left. Yes, they are boxy. They're like a salt box kind of building. Oh my gosh. This wind is just blowing me around, guys. Woo! It was the winter of '96, and Dixie and I were working in the village. She noticed that candles from a candlelight performance were still on in the windows of the meeting house. Dixie decided that they needed to be put away, so we stopped in to help. I stopped in to help. We gathered the candles, and Dixie went to put them in a closet. Since I was a bit bored, I walked over to a spot between the two front doors to sing a little. I was next to a gap in the wall benches facing the back wall. I started to sing sets of 3 descending notes. Since I had spent plenty of time in high school band, I figured that it would be a good exercise. As I was singing, something appeared in the middle of the benches to my right on the sister side, because men and women were on separate sides of the room. For lack of better explanation, it looked like a human form very similar to the special effect done in Star Trek when they beam someone up. Started to rise up the floor to my height, and at one point, the hair on the right side of my body stood on end while the left side was not affected. I immediately got cold chills, like I just walked into a meat locker. Dixie came and asked her what was wrong, and she told her what had happened and suggested that she talk to the music director, Randy. And when she told him about it, he asked that if I'd been singing. And after what I had been singing, I sang for him. He explained to me that I had unwittingly been singing the Angel Shout. The Angel Shout was a set of notes that were sung like low, 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 and were sung in descending thirds. The Angel Shout was supposed to call the Shakers to meeting. So she basically just called all the Shakers to meeting. Woo! Hold on, guys. I lost my paper. There's some puppies. Hold on. Let me back up and find your. Let's see. Do you believe? Yes, I believe the stories. How do they have children? They didn't have children, Tina. They adopted. They adopted all the children who were abandoned or lost their families, and would bring them up as their own and teach them their ways. And that's how they grew their numbers. They didn't. They did not believe in sex. They did not believe in anything like that. So, yeah, they didn't have families in that regard. Okay, guys, hold on. My book is trying to get away from me because it is, okay, it is so windy. Yes, I do like the adopting the children part, Tish. That is a very good idea. I think everybody should, if you're able to and willing to be able to adopt. It should not be so expensive, because a lot of children need to be adopted, and not just in foreign countries, but here in the U.S. Handmaid's Tale vibes. You know what? I have not watched that. So we are going over here to the deacon's shop. There are lots and lots more stories, guys. I'm not telling them all. You can get the book and read them yourself. So here's the deacon's shop. Hi, Dawn. Thanks for being here. Ooh, the ground is really soft from all this rain. Yes, they did stay after adulthood. Yes, they did, because they got integrated into the body of worshipers. So they would have joined. So the farm deacon's shop was used for family dwelling, tavern, shop, and residence for farm deacons. And some of the interpreters or guides would have stayed there as well. And some of them have smelt lilacs. Also, some of the workers have felt an oppressive male presence in the deacon's shop. Oftentimes, they've noticed strange things happening when the village was most vacant during the time when the majority of tourists were gone. Let's see. Anything else? So, they also felt a number of strange things, like they would hear footsteps, creaking of floorboards, and people going up and down the staircase. I cannot go in the buildings, Tina. You have to pay to do that. So if you want to come here free and not have to pay for anything, then you cannot go in. If you go in, you have to pay. Now, so Deacon's building doesn't really have much other than just kind of noises and creaks and groans and stuff like that. Now over here, there has been, sheep, and they had horses and stuff like that in the summer. And ducks. We got ran off the road over that way by ducks one time, big gaggle of ducks. Over here, I have been in a few of the buildings, but it was a long, long time ago. I have not been in recently. All right. There's another guide here, so we're going to stay away. And when they have events here, they have all this dressed up, and they have lights here, and you can walk down this way. Did I get a ghost vibe in the building? No, because I think I was too young to even understand that at the time, Tina. So this is the carpenter shop, and they've turned it into the main gift shop for the area. Yes, they are furnished to the era. And here, I'll show you inside the gift shop here a few pictures. And this is actually where I got one of my vases from. There's a bunch of pictures coming, so just kind of look at them at your leisure. So the old stone shop was built in 1811, and it was a West family dwelling that later became the medical office. And if you stay in one of the particular rooms here, you can find an undated poem that is written in pencil on a stucco wall. The poem is in room 174 and is located near the window. So it's, they believe it to be a love poem about a girl who, doesn't get to find love because she's not going to get married because she lives here with the Shakers. And you just go up to this room, saw run by a young woman before she jumped from the window to her death. Oh my gosh, Christina. Okay, well, this is probably her poem. Dost thou ever think, O darling fair loved one, of the first time we stood linked in each other's embrace? Dost thou think, as thou goest on the way, of that time when my heart was so full of love overflowing, that I spoke but kissed thee and send thee away? It was kind of sad that, she's basically lost her love and won't be able to be with him because she's with this group. Yeah, and that would have been very risque, obviously. You're welcome, Tanya. So here, I'll come show you this of the carriage house. Not sure where the carriage house is, honestly. Hold on one second, guys. Woo! My earbud is trying to fall out of my ear. On the map, it's to the left. Okay. Well, here, get a picture of this, guys. This is about the carpenter shop. Hi, Pam. Hi, Susan. Thanks for joining. Hi, Kelly. All right. Give me 1 second, guys, to flip hands here and try to get my earbud back in my ear so you can hear me. Okay, can you hear me? Ooh, okay, I think it's working. Good deal. Thank you. All right. Goodness gracious, the wind is picking up. All right, so we're going down here. Woo! The old stone shop. This is our next to last stop. Okay, so the old stone shop. Over here. These buildings are just so pretty. It's so much better in the spring when it's warm, not freezing. All right, so let me get over here in case anybody comes down this way. So the old stone shop. So when they walked in a room on the top floor, they got the oddest feeling. We didn't want to spend a night there. We had reservations. So I thought, this is crazy. We're just tired. We unpacked, went for a walk, returned to the room, and I still felt a bit strange. We opened the little doors that went out into a crawl space under the eaves. There's one of those little doors by the bathroom and another in our room. Felt a little creepy. We didn't sleep that well, though we didn't see or hear anything. It was just the strange feeling. I've never felt that at Shakertown before. And these are people who have stayed here apparently many times. Excuse me. Susan Hughes, who also stayed at the Old Stone Shop, had been working during a long weekend during a funeral reenactment. It was late at night and she was tired, so she went into the Old Stone Shop to prepare for the night and announced out loud to the spirits that she wanted to sleep. She told the spirits that she wasn't in a mood for any of their visits. She tried to sleep, but she felt like a feather was being pulled across her nose, and after about an hour or so, she turned on the light and said aloud, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you." Then she found that she went to sleep without further incident. I'm guessing that these ghosts, most of them at least, are pretty friendly, that they like to make their presence known, but they're not going to do anything to you. All right, so we're going to go, actually, we're going to go up here and around. Old Stone Shop from 1811. I'm going to go back here to the West Family Sister Shop. Oh, yay, the sun's come out a little bit. So you see, there's a bathhouse there. Over there, that little yellow building. And a little place for people to sit and have a fire if you stay. We're passing west. It's in the West House. And this is the West Family Sister Shop. And this would have been used for like quilt making, other goods that they were making here on the property. They are not so much furniture makers as they are farmers. So in the West family sister shop, Mary Hand and her husband stayed the night, and her husband said the lumpy bed, and he was going to go get on the different bed in the adjacent room. She kept hearing footsteps through the night, and they seemed to be going to the bathroom. Thought it was my husband, and she felt sorry for him because she kept hearing footsteps all night long. 3 in the morning, she woke again to footsteps going to the bathroom. Decided to check on him and make sure that he was all right. Waited and waited outside the closed bathroom door, and after a long time, I knocked and then looked into the bathroom to discover no one was there. Looked down the hallway and could see her husband sleeping in his bed. She said I was sleepy and confused and once again went back to sleep till she heard footsteps again. This time they were coming up the steps. I was a bit concerned and looked out to check for an intruder. Once again, there was no one there. I fell asleep and dreamt I was telling my friends I spent the night at Shakertown with ghosts. She asked her husband in the morning if he had been up in the bathroom, if he could use the bathroom, and he said that he slept soundly and hadn't used the bathroom all night. All right, guys. Now, also, so I don't know if I could show you or not because it's kind of hard to see from here, but that direction is the main road, and it was used as a mail carrying road, like from the north to the south, and so it also brought Civil War north and south here. So in this sisters workshop, one of the Civil War reenactors worked during the night security shift and said I would get eerie feelings and the hair on the back of my neck would stand up. I remember getting those feelings in the West family wash house and in the dwelling when I went upstairs. I felt like I was being watched. I get the same feeling when I go to my grandmother's house, which is supposed to be haunted. Thank you, Tracy. So this is the back of the West family house. We're going to go around the front. And so you can see West family meeting upstairs and meeting in the cellar. I don't know if I'd want to meet in the cellar, but you know. And door there is open, but we can't go in because we didn't pay. Oh, I would believe, yeah, I believe it's haunted. There's usually horses over there. We'll go around the front here. There's the pond. You see the pond? I heard a door. Does anybody hear a door? We'll wait for these. Wait for these. Okay, go ahead. You're fine. Go down here, and we'll get a picture of the front. All right, you all. So this is the West family house, named because it's on the west side of the meeting house. The West family dwelling was built in 1821, and the older Shakers lived here and were assigned duties requiring less strenuous labor, so like old folks' home. It was a large structure with brick, front facing the village pike. Cool basement cellar served as a morgue in the Shakers' time. So yes, Tina, it's definitely haunted. The West family dwelling is close to the other West Village buildings. Stephen Bowling and his fellow reenactors from the 4th Kentucky Volunteer Infantry had an experience. 2 years ago, they held the Civil War encampment. We were driven into the West family dwelling to spend the night because of rain, and while they were upstairs and in the back room, they couldn't find a switch to turn off the lights. They unscrewed all the bulbs so they would be able to sleep better without the lights on. One light bulb came on and they unscrewed it again. Then two light bulbs came on and they got up and unscrewed those. They actually then took out those two bulbs, completely removing them from their sockets. Then another came on. In the course of an hour, four bulbs came on just as, the wind, just as quickly as they had gotten them unscrewed. And the door to the restroom swung open as they unscrewed the last light bulb. Woo! So yeah, I would definitely say it's haunted. Unscrewed, yeah, unscrewed. They came on, and then they took them out, and they still came on. Yeah. Another incident which occurred in the West family dwelling was told by one of the employees. An overnight guest reported that a woman dressed as Shaker knocked on her door at 5 in the morning. The out-of-state guest had stayed at Shaker Town many times. She works for hospice and was visiting Pleasant Hill with her mother. The Shaker dressed female used a key to enter the room after knocking and carried in a stack of fresh towels. The guest expressed surprise at receiving this housekeeping call so early, and the Shaker woman reportedly replied that it was a courtesy extended to them. The guest then asked that she at least please be quiet as to not awaken her mother. In the morning, the woman noticed that the towel which she had used to wipe off her makeup was either gone or hadn't been cleaned by the Shaker woman. Later that morning, the guest inquired about the usual timing of the room service, and she was accurately informed that the housekeeping staff wear a simple service uniform which does not resemble period Shaker clothing. And in addition, the housekeepers report for duty at an hour more convenient for most mortals. So obviously, that was not the cleaning staff. Now, the first time I did this tour, there was also somebody who asked me about if there was a cemetery. And yes, there is a cemetery. It is a fourth of a mile that way. So we're not walking that way because it is too cold. And I'm not exactly sure where it is, but I will find it eventually. But I wanted to tell you this story about the Shaker cemetery. So 32 years ago, can you hear that wind? Goodness gracious. When the graveyard was a wild and wonderful place for little boys to explore, two twins and a friend went looking for adventure. Drew went along the old pike and wandered over some rough places into the Shaker graveyard. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Thank you so much for being here. That's okay. So they went and looked all around the gravestones, and they crawled in through a small clearing and found some headstones that they inspected. They worked on them, they cleaned them, tried to remove moss, and read the letters and see who was on the gravestones. After they had satisfied their curiosity, the younger of the three, which was not one of the twins, suddenly decided to push the gravestone over. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. Pushed it over with a thud into the weeds. The twins sensed that even this prank had gone too far, and it had its limits. So they worked together to get the stone back up while the prankster watched. After some trying, the third boy felt guilty and finally went to help. And even though they tried and tried and tried, they could not get it back up. So they walked over 20 feet to another headstone and started cleaning it. And as they were examining the second stone, one of the twins looked back at the first gravestone and it had come back all by itself to its original position. The boys all stared at the self-risen marble monument for a moment in shock and disbelief. They then escaped from the brambles at a speed greater than their entrance, scared to death of the power of the unknown. Only recently have the twins, now in their mid-40s, been willing to return to look at the self-rising stone. The third boy, who had pushed it over, can be found in the state penitentiary. Ha 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 ha. He got what he deserved. He's in the penitentiary. Thank you, Carrie. Really appreciate it. Now we've gone over just a little bit, and I feel like I forgot something. And it was probably the center dwelling. Yes, it is. Did we go over the center dwelling? I feel like we didn't. So I'm going to go back this way because the center dwelling is one of my favorite. It does give you chills. It's one of my absolute favorites. So we're going to go back over here. And I'm sorry. This is. Oh, we didn't miss it. Okay. See, no, we did. I think we did. Did we not? We had the meeting house, but I don't think we did the center family dwelling because I skipped it. So hold on, Mom. We're going to go back down here. Oh, we didn't go over? Okay, good. We're just saving the best for last. Well, that would be likely too, but no, he's in a penitentiary because obviously, he was a trickster and all that. So, oh, you can see it coming up here. It's behind the deacon shop here. Yeah, stay out of cemeteries. Just don't go there, and don't go in the West family basement because that's a morgue, obviously haunted. More fun. All right, Mom. So next time we come here, we're gonna have to stay and see what kind of else experiences we have. Yeah, exactly, Bonnie. All right. I will tell you, my grandpa, my mom's dad, loved to take us to cemeteries, and we would walk around there, and just for a nice walk. And of course, I love going there for the history too, Laura, especially my family history. A lot of them are in Massachusetts, quite a few states away. All right, we are here to my favorite house. This is Inner Family House because it is directly across from the meeting house. Whew. So the Center Family House was built in 1834 and is a architectural marvel inside and out. Large white limestone blocks provide its walls. Center Family dwelling has 3 floors exhibiting exquisite Shaker craftsmanship. A large bell on the roof is rung by interpreters to call visitors to the meeting house. For music programs. There's also a pet cat, tortoiseshell cat, named Mischief. And I believe this is the cat that followed me around the last time we were here. So yes, it is open year round. So an interpreter here. I got a weird feeling when they were upstairs in the infirmary exhibit. An odd thing happened when I was cleaning out spiderwebs in the loom room. I cleaned out the spiderwebs in all the other rooms without any problem. But when I came back into the loom room after about 5 minutes, there was a whole new batch of spiderwebs there. Let's see. Gil Lay, who had worked in maintenance here for 18 years, had an odd encounter in the Center Family dwelling when he started working here one winter around 5:30. It was dark, and he set up 3 or 4 lamps on the first floor and ordered a mop. Of course, looked outside this. He recalls that it took about an hour to mop the floor prior to waxing. And of course, locked the outside door of the family dwelling, finished up mopping, went upstairs to use the 3rd floor bathroom. When I was up there, I heard footsteps downstairs. I hollered, "What are you doing down there?" We were having nobody answered, and nobody was down there with me in the building. And I asked the other night worker, and he hadn't been in or out of the SID or family dwelling as well. Beverly Rogers says that we were having a performance for the Friends of Pleasant Hill Forum. We always had it on the second floor of the center family dwelling in the meeting room. One of our administration employees had been in the brother's room, first room on the right when you enter the building. She came out scared to death and said, "I will not come back in this building at night." I asked her what happened. She said, "I had a cold breeze blow up my dress." You think the ghost was trying to look up her dress? Hi, Lisa. Hi, Ronnie Lynn. You snuck in there. Now, over here they have some pretty flowers in the spring, so we'll have to make a trip back. Here is the meeting house plaque if you want to get a good picture of that. Next time, I'm going to have someone with me so they can hold my book and I don't have to hold it and try to flip through pages and create a mess. All right. So guys, look at my hair. Look at this. It's just crazy. I hope you all enjoyed this. This, again, is my second time doing this and my first time really trying to get into the thick of these stories. So I will definitely do better next time. And hopefully it'll be warmer and not so windy, so I won't be like losing everything everywhere. And thank you, Bonnie, so much. Thank you, everyone. Please leave a tip, a good review, post pictures later, do something, anything that'll help me out, get me some better review numbers on Hago. And of course, please go check out Paul and Jenny and Sharon, also amazing, wonderful guides. And my next tour will be an at-home tour of the what is it called? Oh my God, I'm blanking. Not honey, but maple syrup. The Maple Syrup Festival. Oh my Lord, I'm going blank. Maple Syrup Festival. Now, everybody's off for spring break during this time. Yes, Ronnie Lynn. And this is from Indiana. So April 1st. So we will be in Indiana, sorta. It's from home because there's no signal down there. So I had to tape it. And I may or may not be camping at the time. So we'll see how that goes. Because everybody's off for spring break. And just as I said, here, look, real quick. Look. Thank you, Reverend Deed. Look at these duckies. I told you they're everywhere. They want food. They are coming towards me. I'm going to get run over by ducks. Here, duck, 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 duck. They are so cute. All right, everybody. Oh, thank you, Jenny. Thank you for sharing that. I'm about to be run over by ducks. Oh my God. Move back. Here they come. They're following me. Guys, I might need some help here. I don't have cats following me. I have ducks following me. I don't have any food. Oh, so we were here during the summer, and my dad almost got attacked by this thing. Here, my dad almost got attacked by that when they had a petting zoo, and they had to grab it up real quick just before he got attacked. The big giant white turkey. So, all right, that's it from me, guys. I'm going to go in the car and get warmed up. It's about a little over an hour drive back to home, and I'm sure my kids are driving my husband crazy. Hi, Mom. Bye, Mom. I'll wave as I go past you on the road, and I'll see you all soon. Thank you all so much. I really, really, really appreciate you. Bye.